Hello everyone, it's Julie from Camelia Crafts Designs. I'm back again today with part 2 of my paper bag junk journal tutorial. I will link the first part on a playlist in the description for anyone who hasn't seen the first part. But in part 1 we put the 2 bags together that make up the cover, and we matted and layered it and did the button string closure. Right, this is my prototype that I'd already made just to make sure it does work, and for that I'd already cut pages for the inside, so I'm going to pinch those for this one I'm making. I'll make some more for that off camera. So the inside papers are cut to exactly the same size as the outside, which are then you do have to be prepared to trim them down a tiny bit because these bags are not all a perfect uniform size. That's 4 inches wide by 5 3/4 inches high. I've made that one a bit longer than 5 3/4. That's why it actually looks a bit long, so I'm going to have to trim that again. And then the middle piece is a little bit wider, and this one is 4 1/8 of an inch. No, it's more like 4 1/16 actually. And the same length. Yeah, I thought they looked a bit long when I put them on. I think maybe that other bag might be a bit longer, so I'll just trim the bottom of those off a little bit, and then we're going to decide what pockets we're going to put on before I go ahead and sew them. And all I'm going to do with those, I'm going to do a running stitch all the way around the outside. We've got zigzag on the outside. I don't think I want zigzag again on the middle. Yeah, that's looking better. Which is the wider one? Well, I think both actually the same size. We're not looking for perfection anyway, are we? We're not looking for perfection. The flap is the right size. Yeah, the flap's the right size. And I've done the writing going horizontal as it would normally be on those, and then I've gone for it the other way on the inside of the flap. Oh, I do want to just cut that flap down. It's a bit wide. I don't want it to get in the way when opening and closing the journal, but I do think it looks neater if I just pop this on. It's not essential actually. I mean, I've made journals before, paper bag ones, where I've left the brown showing. I think it does look nice. It just depends what you fancy, doesn't it, that particular time. Right, I'm re-inking those. I'm not going to bother re-inking bottoms of these yet because they might be covered up. In fact, one of them isn't, so I'll ink it. In fact, just do them both, woman. Stop messing. Yeah, there you go. You're done. Did I cut them both down? Yeah. Oh, it's getting a bit late in the day. I'm filming this much later than I anticipated due to me having another nana nap. Yeah, I'm getting really good at these naps in the afternoon. Right, where's my ink pad? I got everything out ready. Here it is, it's hiding. I put a box on top of it. Right, do you remember how we cut the flap off the bottom of the one paper bag? Well, I've done a tutorial on these, lots of people have. I think I did it in my DD Farrago pocket. Yeah, TCTC. Well, I'm going to use that to put a pocket there. And it's not just going to be a pocket. As well as having a pocket behind, we're going to have this as a little flap to put little bits and bobs in. I think that's going to be so cute. Right, is that cut straight enough? It's not cut straight enough for me. It's really hard to cut that straight. So I'm just going to trim the edge of that a smidgen, just to straighten it up. I think it'll look odd if it's not straight. Now I'm making a pocket out of it. And again, look how much I've cut off. Hardly worth bothering, were it? But it's made me feel happy. Right, so I'm just going to ink the edges of this, and then I'm going to choose a paper to decorate it with. I'm just going to mat something on the front, perhaps stick a label on or a fussy cut. So I'll grab my little handful of Edith pages. I worked out that you needed 4 pages to complete this. Right. Do I want... I always use the writing on the back of that because I find that page a little bit dull and boring. I think I'm going to put text on, and then I can put some kind of fussy cut or label on. I think that'll look nice. Now, I know I've worked out for you that you need 4 pages, but I'm using a lot of scraps up. I think I might actually, but if it says July, then it leaves you thinking it's just for July. I'm going to use this one. I know it's a bit darker, but yeah, blow it, she says. And I'm going to cut this one with my trimmer. Grab your ruler, woman, and measure your little bag. I think it was 3.5 inches wide. Yep, so I'm going to cut the paper at 3 1/4. The height on that now is 2 3/8. So I'm going to make that 2 1/8 high and 3 1/4 wide. I don't want that ripped edge, and I don't want that ripped edge. So 3 1/4 wide, 2 1/8 inch high. And that should mat on there lovely. Yeah, I like that. We'll ink the edge up a little bit. I'll get these ready, then I'll sew the signature in. Then I'll come back when I've stitched around the edge of this. In fact, you know, because that's not going to go to edge, I'm thinking maybe I would be better stitching around that before I glue that pocket on. I think that might be best, but we'll just crack on with what we're doing for now. I'm grabbing my collal to stick this on. It'll dry quicker and it will stiffen that pocket up as well. It's quite handy, this collal, if ever you've got a project, if you're making tags or journal cards and they're a bit flimsy, use collal and it does dry quite stiff, which can be a godsend in some cases. Right, there you go. That's that on there. I'm going to use one of my teeny tiny little tabs that I cut with my Cricut machine on that. Fold that and ink it. I hope light's still alright, because it's, yeah, time's cracking on here a bit. Yeah, I decided I'd have some lunch before I filmed the second part. My daughter were downstairs, youngest, now Rachie. We're downstairs, she was watching Sister Act. Love that film. In fact, no, she was watching Sister Act 2. I love them both. And so I thought, oh yeah, I'll watch a bit of this while I have some lunch. And yeah, that were it. After I'd eaten my sandwich, I thought, well, I'll just lay down for a little bit. So I did. Yeah. Snuggled under a throw. And yeah, that were it. 3 hours had gone when I woke up. So, what am I like? Right, I'm going to pop this just on that front bit. Ooh, I'm very wobbly with that answer. That weren't very... Oh, what am I like? I'm all I woke up fingers and thumbs. So I've actually been awake now for about an hour. I've done a load of washing, got some tumble drying done, got some folding and putting away done. Right, so that's going to go on there. Yeah, that's going to be cute. I'm not going to open it up until that tab's dry, yeah, because I don't want to pull the tab off when I've just spent all that time putting it on. Right, I'm going to look for a little picture now. I don't think I've got any ready-made Edith Holden fussy cuts. I'm very low on them. So I did get a page out that had a couple of little bits that I could cut out. In fact, one's got a butterfly. And yeah, so you're going to get to see my extremely slow fussy cutting skills. Yeah, don't fall asleep. Don't want you having a 3-hour nap. Oh, look at that. And I'm making another journal with that centre thread. Oh, I've found the one I wanted, I think. Here we go, we've got that butterfly there. I don't often use the sideways butterflies, but I think I'm going to use him. And then, at the bottom of this page here, I've got this. I'm going to fussy cut that little yellow flower and the butterfly. So, I love to fussy cut with my Timalt scissors. They're my favourites. I love that they've got them little serrated edges. It just helps grip. So let's see if I can do this quicker than I normally do. I get a little bit, my perfectionist side comes out sometimes when I'm fussy cutting. And I see other people do it much rougher and much quicker and less perfect. And do you know what? It looks just as good. So sometimes I don't know why I faff so much. And I normally say life's too short to fussy cut feelers, but I think this butterfly needs his feelers. Yeah, he needed them. It's only because I didn't have to cut at both sides. Don't cut his feet off. What are they called, feet on insects? I don't honestly know. I don't know. Whee. Yeah, it's his pocket. Try it on pocket. Look better on pocket. Oh, yeah, I like him. He doesn't stand out a lot, but I think that just means that the little flower will stand out more. Yeah, I want this yellow one. I'll leave the other one for something else. And I will also leave the wordage for something else. So, let's see if I can do this one as quick. I weren't too bad on that one, were I? Yeah, I'm trying not to be as perfect. Eee. I'll tell you something else we've been watching on telly. And do you know what? Excuse me. Another sign of my bad memory. I don't know if I said this on part 1. You know, doing 2 videos in a day. I don't know what I've said. So, yeah, just fast forward me if I'm talking exactly the same things. We've been watching Clarkson's Farm. Oh, my word. That is so funny. So funny indeed. And do you know what? I'm not really a big fan of Jeremy Clarkson. I always found him a little bit arrogant. But Clarkson's Farm, kids wanted to watch it, and it's so funny. I love it. And I've quite warmed to him a little bit. And at one point, don't tell him, but I actually felt sorry for him a bit. I'm not going to give away what happened, just in case you're going to watch it. But yeah, fabulous programme. Well worth a watch. Yeah. I did once meet Jeremy Clarkson in the flesh. Well, I didn't meet him. I actually just in the same place as him and saw him. So no, I didn't meet him. Years ago, I always used to go to a motor show at NEC at Birmingham. And yeah, there were always some Top Gear team there. That BBC programme that is now on Amazon. Oh yeah, I like that. I'll ink the edges, make them stand out a little bit more. Yeah, I remember going there one year and having to be dragged out of a Mini. When they launched the new Mini, I loved it. And it was so popular, there were a queue of people wanting to sit in it. And I didn't want to go out, and they had to come and tell me off. Okay, I'll go out then. So I weren't really dragged out of a Mini, I'm exaggerating a little bit there, but I really didn't want to get out of it. And you know, I never got one. It was when I were when I were a driving instructor, and my plan were, well, get a Mini, and then I'll instead of calling my driving school Julie Walker, which were very original, I'll rename the driving school Mini Driver. And do you know what? A few years later, someone did it. Mini Driver. It was so funny. In this area as well, so there's probably lots of Mini Drivers. It's a bit like junk journal. It's like anything, isn't it? We all come up with the same ideas. There's only so many ideas, isn't there? But it's how we interpret them, isn't it? Right, put my little flutterby on. I'm quite happy with that. I think it's really cute. Oh, he wants to go up there, not at the bottom. That's it. Oh, he's gorgeous. So we've got the flutterby and the flower. And we're going to have that page behind. Yeah, really happy with that. I like that a lot. I do. Do you know, I'm even wondering if I need to sew around this. You know, because I can see the edges of those stitches. I'm wondering... I can always sew around one, can't I? And if I don't like it, I can then swap it out for one I haven't sewed around. Yeah, I think that's the new plan. Right, but tell you what, in the meantime, let's stick this one on. I'm saying stick it on, but I need to sew. It's like, do I need to... I'm not going to sew it, you know. Am I? I'll tell you what, I'm going to bob away. I'm going to sew around one of these. No, let's decide what we're putting on back one first. Yeah, that would plan. Let's do pockets before we start getting sewing machine out. Yeah, yeah. I need an assistant just to remind me what I've said. Right. I suppose if I cut that down a bit and it went just inside the stitching, then I can get away. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do it. Because I still didn't cut enough off bottom of this. You know, because I cut it to height at journal instead. I think that is going to look better not stitched than stitched. I really do. So I'm going to bite the bullets. I'm going to stick it on. I am. Now I'm going to put this glue around the edges. And I may just put glue stick in the middle because I don't want to use the collal and have this stiffen up anymore. It's already sturdy enough to my mind. So that's that. I'm doing this first because it doesn't dry as quick as glue stick dries. Glue stick's like, dries like lightning. Yeah, that would have been a nice page for inside as well, but I decided I wanted text on the inside. So yeah, that's that. No stitching required. I've made the decision now. I'm committed because I'm sticking it down. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I really am. I think it would have looked too busy and too fussy had I gone and stitched around that as well. Yeah, happy bunny. Right, does that one need trimming a bit? Yes, I need to trim a little bit off that length. So yeah, it's not an Airfix model. You may have to adjust sizes slightly. I'm going to trim a little bit offside as well. Just so it looks nice within that stitched area. Yeah, happy bunny. There we go. So I'm going to do the same with this. I'm going to use my neaters round the edge, bit of glue stick in the middle. But do you know at bottom where I'm going to stick that pocket, I'm going to use a bit more than glue stick. I'm going to put a bit of this on. I really want it stuck down well. I don't want the pocket, when you open it, to go pulling it off. So yeah, good glue stick there. So pop that on. It's quite quick and easy, this. You know, if you're making it and you haven't got to listen to me waffle. Or you don't waffle like I waffle. Yeah, I think you could make these pretty quick. I think I'll make a little batch up and pop them in my shop. I've been very, very lax with getting stuff in my shop. I've concentrated a lot more on YouTube than the shop. It's not the busiest time of year in Etsy shops anyway. Although it was quite busy this time last year, but that was lockdown for you, wasn't it? Lockdowns. Right, I'm so glad I didn't sew that. I like it. Right, do I need to trim anything off here? Do you know what I do? And I'm gonna be really devilish. Devilish. Yeah, and I'm not using the chopper. I've done it freestyle. Woo! Make a proper junk journal out of me yet. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad I went this way. Yeah, really am. What's that? Oh, it's a bit of paper. I thought it were a needle for some strange reason. Right, make sure I get this glued down nicely. Because this is gluing down to, it's a rougher area, you know, with all the creases and seams, I'm going to use Anita's all over this. This Anita's probably works out cheaper than glue stick. But if you're using thin paper, it can wrinkle it. But this Edith Holden is a good weight. It's a paper bag. I think we'll be okay. Right. And pop that on. Oh, I'm really pleased with this. So glad I didn't just go and sew it. Had I been making that other one off camera as well, I'd have probably would have just automatically sewn it before sticking it on. I do love that look of all that text. I really do. Don't wiggle too much. Yeah, really nice that. Love it. Oh, yes. And I managed to get text that were roughly the same colour, because throughout the book the colour tones do change. Oh, that's so good. Right, this, what I'm going to do is just glue bottom and sides, but before I do, I need to glue that little flap down because I don't want things catching on it when I put them in pocket. I'll then make a little tag to go in the back and then pop some little bits and bobs. I might just put some quotes from the book. Oh, I've got a new book, I've not showed it yet. I might use that to make some quotes. Right, it'll not be a very wide tag because I want to put plenty of glue on this to make sure it sticks down really well. I don't want it pulling off when we open that flap. So there we go, quite a thick line of glue. Sometimes what I'll do, if I want to stick something down really well, I'll use a line of glue and a piece of that red line tape, that really strong stuff. The reason I don't just use tape, which you're probably aware of, is when you glue things like this down with tape and you start putting tags in and out of the pocket, they can go down between the tape and the card or paper and they can get stuck. And if they're left in there any length of time, you get a problem where they don't want to come out at all. I used to get that problem quite a lot with mini albums. So I moved over to using a lot of glue or a line of glue and tape. It needs to be a bit thicker. Go on. Put it on. Don't be scared, woman. Right. And I'm going to pop that just there. I do like that. Really happy with how that came out. Right. I might have to put something heavy on that. I've got my Kindle tablet here. Yeah, just use it as a paperweight, woman. There we go. That's it. Glue on it. I'm just going to have a sip of my tea. Oh, I can't show you my cup because my cup of tea's full, but this is the one that Tanya bought me. It's got a flamingo on it and it says classy bird. You can just see it there. When I've drunk some more, I'll give another look. It's really lovely. She bought it me off her holidays. Yeah, no holiday again for us this year. I'm not too sad. Kids are at an age where they don't want to do kid things anymore, but they're not quite old enough to do some adult things. So, yeah, we'll go next year. Rachel doesn't like to be away from home too long anyway. A couple of days and she's homesick and wants to come home. And anywhere we go, with exception we went in a caravan for a couple of years, which she liked going to because she knew it. We stay in a travel lodge, and again, that's another thing. She knows what a travel lodge room is going to look like. I'm just making sure these are stuck down while I waffle. Right, I think I'm just going to put a simple pocket on this one. Really simple, nothing too fancy. We want a nice part of the book. Oh, look at that. It's a bit lighter this though, isn't it? I was thinking I could just have part of that. No, it's not the right colour, is it? Another thing with me, because I've got different bits from different books, each print does come out slightly different. Could have a quote or a dragonfly, or no, I've got nothing there. Let's crack the latest book out that I've took apart. Right, here we go. Here we go. Quick Edith flick through. Are we right way around? No, we're upside down. What were the chances of that? 50-50. And yeah, of course it was upside down. Why wouldn't it be? Right, let's look for something that's going to make a nice pocket. No, I don't want a bird's nest. Could we have? No. It's all flowers and butterflies, this one, isn't it? So I really could do with a page with a butterfly on, but I think, oh, I do have some left. Oh, yes. I love that side of that page, but I must have about 10 of them. I'm not joking. I don't tend to use the cover pages. My idea has always been to do a 12-month diary planner type thing using the cover pages, and have I got round to it? Have I diddly? I think I might have to sacrifice this cover page because I think I want to make a pocket out of that. I really do. I think that's the only other nice butterfly page, isn't it? I don't want bees. I don't want thrushes. No, I don't want that one. It's going to be that one. Yeah. So, which signature is that part of? I'll take this signature out. I don't tend to take the whole book apart like some people do, organised people. I just take out the bits that I want. I'm terrible. And then when book's nearly empty, I take the last few out and then I'll stick them in my folders with pictures and text. Is that... I've not even took the page I want, have I? Right, tutorial this is. This is the page I want. Yeah, it's the last part of the signature that's glued in a bit. Right. So, yeah, I want that piece. With the butterfly in the top of that flower. I'm not going to bother using Lightbox for this, like I did for others, because I don't think it's necessary. I'm just going to cut this page down where I want. I want all the butterfly in, and I think I just want some of that. I don't want all that foliage. So there we go, done it. No turning back now, is there? Yeah. And I'm going to cut that across there. And then I'm going to make the page. I'm going to cut it just below that pink flower. That'll be it. I want a bit off top. That's a bit. That's it. And then I'm going to round that corner off. Yeah. I haven't got a circle, a corner chomper big enough for the circle I want to make. So I'm going to grab something in my craft room that's round. Here we go. That'll do us. And I'm just going to draw around that corner. So grab your pencil, woman. Don't cut the butterfly's wing off, that would be bad. I'm just going to draw just like that, and then I'm going to cut just on the inside of the pencil line. If it don't go on inside, I can always rub it off. I just like the shape of these kind of corners. Yeah, someone needs to come out with a huge corner chomper, don't they? I think it would be really huge, wouldn't it, though? I mean, to do the 1/2 and 1/4 inch off the corner, that with our memory capers one's looking a bit industrial. And that's it. That's what I want. I'm a happy bunny. I'm going to ink the edges of that. I should be able to take my tablet off the other page that's weighting it down. Then while these dry up fully, I will cut the pages for the inside. Yeah, that's it. That's what I want. Just a little pocket like that. There we go. Perfect. And I'll glue that on with the Anitas. Somebody's just dropped something downstairs. I hope it isn't broken. Sounds like remote control. We go through remote controls like I don't know what. Yeah, back to my holiday. So yeah, last year before COVID hit, we were just planning on going on a city break. We were perusing Liverpool, Leeds, Manchester or Nottingham, because one of the things my kids actually love is they love museums. Rachel, the youngest, I'm saying youngest, they are twins. She's 8 minutes younger, but she's the youngest. She's a history buff, loves history. She's got a head to remember all the facts and figures and the dates. It just astounds me. Right, I'm not going to touch that now. I'm going to leave that as it is. And I'm going to grab 5 sheets of coffee dyed paper, which I have some here, freshly coffee dyed this week. These came out a lovely even colour. These were dried in my airing cupboard. 1, 2, 3, yeah, that's 5. I thought I'd got 6 out. And all I'm going to do with these is cut them in half. Now, these are A4, which I will measure for you, because you'd think I could remember what an A4 sheet of paper measures by now, but can I? Can I heck? It's something like 11.5, yeah, by, is it 8.25? Wowzer, yeah, I remembered. And my trimmer does have a mark on A5, which is half of A4, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut them all down to A5. That's one. Then I'm going to fold those in half, and then I'm going to be really brave again, put my big girl pants on, and I'm going to cut them to size with craft knife and ruler. Woohoo! I'm finally mastering the art of doing that. I think I was always too heavy-handed. I'm the same with those rotary trimmers. I still haven't quite mastered the rotary trimmer, and I'm a bit safer with a regular craft knife. I'm folding these so the cut edges are together, so when I trim these down I'll be cutting these edges off, because sometimes they go a bit wobbly and can have little tears in them when you copy dye it. This is not regular copy paper either. The reason being, I've run out of the normal 80 GSM copy paper. This is 100 GSM, and it really does copy dye nicely. It's not too thick, but it's a lot sturdier. I think I'll use this in future for pages where I want to add embellishments. So I thought, in this journal, with it being a blank journal, and whoever buys them may want to add other embellishments, because I've used this paper, they'll be able to do that. Right, now it's time to just fold them all in half. I tend to just, yeah. One. I mean, you might find this a bit boring watching, but and I remember when I first started junk journaling, I wanted to know every little thing. I wanted to see everything. And even silly little things like folding paper. The bit that I've cut, I get those two corners, line them up, and then the rest takes care of itself. That's how I do it. I don't like folding more than one at a time, because that's when I tend to go it all out of line and it don't behave for me. But that's me. You might be able to do that. You might like that. There's no wrong way to do anything in junk journaling. There's just preferred way. We all have his own preferred ways, don't they? I'll never come on and say, look at this. This is the most fantastic way ever. You've got to do it like this. All other ways are now redundant. Do this one. I'll never do that, because that's not me. I'm the kind of person who, if someone does say that, I'll just want to do it a different way and prove them wrong. Yeah, I'll be like, yeah, whatever. That's really not the way you have to do it. I'll just do it my own sweet way. I like that as a kid, my mum used to say. There we go. So we now have, we had 10 A4 sheets. They're all now nestled inside each other. And that gives us, 20 pages, 20 sheets, sorry, so that is 40 pages, 40 sides to write on. Right, I'm now going to grab my metal ruler. I'm going to, there you go, that butts them up. I've got another craft mat here that I'm going to grab. Yeah, it's fallen on the floor. Come here, craft mat. I've reorganised under my desk so everything's easier to get, but then that fell on the floor. And I'm going to get my metal ruler, not this one, I've got one with a little safety rail, as I call it. Right, now let's measure. I've got a feeling if I cut the pages to the same width as the insert, it should be fine. I'll pop it in there into the crease, and that comes to 4 1/4, but I think 4, yeah. I'm going to cut this down to 4 inches. I'll just do, I've took my glasses off and I can't see, I put them on my head. I'm going to measure from the crease to 4 inches, which is there. So as you can see, we're not cutting an awful lot off, but we need to cut some off. I'm going to line this up with a line on my board, which happens to be in centimetres, so it's not a huge help. It just lets me know when it's straight. And then I'm going to line that up to that mark. Check that it's straightish. Straight enough for me. And then I'm just going to cut this down with my little craft knife. That's far too far out, woman. And I'm just going to keep going. Move them out of the way. Yeah, as you can see, I'm not being heavy-handed. I used to want to try and cut it all at once, like there were a time limit on doing it. So yeah, this is something I've only recently mastered. And I'm so glad I did. It's so much easier than doing it with my trimmer. Ta-da! Love it. You can't do it when you've got flippy flappy pages though. Right, we know the journal is 5 and... Is it 5? We know, I'm saying we know it. Yeah, but I've forgot it. It is 5 and... yeah, nearly 6. And that insert page is 5 and nearly 1/8. So I'm going to cut this down to... What, really? Do I need to cut that much off? It's not 5 and nearly 1/8, it's 5 1/2. And nearly 1/8. Ooh, we'd have had some tiny journal pages there, wouldn't we? So I'm going to put another little mark at 5 1/2 and 1/8. So that's how much I want to cut off there. I'm going to line that up again. Line that up. And I'm going to chop. Really holding this firm. I think I've only had the confidence since buying this kind of ruler, because I did used to... Oh, I've moved it. It moved. Silly woman. Right, when it moves, put your blade there. Let's try again now. What's clunking there? I'm really not pressing hard enough on that, am I? So put the blade up against that. And there. Try again. I really need to get into that creased bit. That's it. Yeah, we've gone a bit skewy, but I saved it. Yay! There's a few little wayward bits there to snip. Oh, I'm quite happy with that. Hey, it went wrong and we put it right. Another drink of tea, I think. My throat's really dry. I've run out of lozenges. Oh, that's better. Right, so we've got our pages cut down. This should all be nicely dry. I've just got bits all over. Just nearly slash my finger on a craft knife. Put the blade in when you've done. That's a good tip. And let's see. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, I'm so happy with that. That looks so sweet. It just feels so nice, that in your hand. Yeah. So I'm going to sew that in. And if you've got a tool, use it. So I'm using my punching cradle. Yeah. And you don't need it. It's like that light box. You don't need it. It all depends on how much you're going to use it. And as me, because I am a business, yeah, I am a business at the end of the day. I'm trying to earn a living at this. Yeah, I'm not going to be a millionaire, but I don't want to be. And yeah, if something can save me time, love it. Right, let's find my bradawl, because it was out on the table already. It's now buried under 6 foot of paper clippings, probably. Or somewhere where I can't see it. Bradawl, where are you? If I put it away in the drawer. Yeah, I'll put it away in the drawer. What am I like? Well, I do have 2 of them. So, right. It's in the cradle. Let's make sure you can see it. Is it getting dark here? I'm just going to pause and check my lighting. You can see my hand now. I'm too far in. Right, that's a bit better. Right, so yeah, it's in the cradle. Centre that. Find my middle page. And I'm going to do it all in one. Cover and pages. And I'm not going to measure. I'm getting a bit better at this, just winging it. And I'm going to put one roughly in the middle. I'm going to use the 3/0 pamphlet stitch. One there, about, yeah, 1/2 inch from the bottom. And then again, about 1/2 inch from top. Yeah. I then leave it there. I'm going to grab my needle, which at minute is, my needle has changed to this bodkin because it's not as sharp. I kept sewing through the threads with the one I got. It was too pointy. I'm going to use this brown wax linen thread. They reckon you need 2.5 times length of your journal. But if you've watched me, I always use more. Because I like to tie a big bow in the middle. I like to leave you enough if you then want to tie it and snip that off, leave the bow, or have some dangling with beads on. Right, and then I'm going to go straight through that middle one while we're all here together. I'm not using clips. I don't find it necessary for this. I do make mistakes. That might have gone through. Oh, and it has. Look at that. Right, pulled it through about right. Back in there. So as you can see, especially when I'm just doing 3/0 stitch, the cradle is really good for starting your sewing. But again, I've done it using an open book. That works really well on smaller journals. It also goes a bit better if you don't drop your book halfway through stitching it. Right, I've gone through cover, and now I'm going through the signature. I haven't come up at the opposite side of the centre thread, but that's easily rectified. I was just happy to come straight up through. Oh, I have done. I have. Oh, that was a happy accident, that was. Right, just tighten it. Make sure I'm not looped anywhere. It's fine there. Yeah, it is. And then I'm just going to tie 1 knot and a bow. There we go. Then I'll trim off my extra thread. I do keep these extra threads. I stick them on tags and such like. There we go. And snippety snip. There we have it. The signature sewn in. I quite like how neat that looks. Yeah. We've got that pocket there. We've got this one here. Now this is glued. Ta-da! I just love that. I absolutely love it. Just took that. There you go. And as well as that, we've also got, I'm going to grab a random tag or a random piece of card. That'll fit perfectly down there. That got all the way down. Yeah. So actually that is going to be the perfect size for me to make a tag. So without further ado, I'm going to make a tag. So grab my drawer again. And the tag is, I'll make it 4.5 inches. Yeah, that'll be fine. And I'm going to make one for the back as well. I'm going to make this one 4 3/4 because this card is slightly wider than that card. I'm going to shape them using my credit card, which is not a credit card, it's a... I always have to tell you what card is. I don't know why that is. It's a English Heritage annual membership card. There we go. I'm not going to decorate these tags on this go because, yeah, you know how to make the journal now. You don't need to see me decorate the tags, which is the taller one. So that will be perfect in there. That will be perfect in there. So there you go. That's your journal. Your signature's sewn in. You've got that cute little pocket there. That will be held down when you close the journal. So it's not going to come flipping out, which does worry me about those, has to be said. And then you've got that, just a simple pocket there in the back. So I'll do another video, just a short one, where I make a couple of tags. And I do have a couple of Edith Holden books to introduce to you. And I don't want to just tack it on the end of this video. It's gone on long enough. We're already on 45 minutes. So I'm going to leave that there, call the actual book done. And I really hope you enjoyed it. And if you do have a go at it, I'd love to see it. If you're on Instagram, you can tag me on Instagram. Or if you're not on Instagram or anything, you can always email me. My email is always below, cameliacrafts@gmail.com. I have also recently took the Camelia Crafts designs, just in case anyone puts the full one in, then I will still get the email, but I do use Camelia Crafts. So that's that. So we now have 2, but I've misplaced other one. I'm an absolute nightmare, me, aren't I? I'm sure you must watch me and think, my lord, if she can manage to make something when she's that dizzy, I can do it. But yeah, I'm dizzy and I managed to make this kind of stuff. You can do it easily. So thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you again tomorrow with another project. I don't know what yet, but I think it will have something to do with Edith, because I'm really into Edith again at the minute. And if you do have any questions, just message me. Happy to answer them. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.